Hey everybody! So it is April 1st, which means my channel is going to be hopping with videos for the next couple of days, starting with today. So today I have my Creating with Sketches video for you. This hop and series is organized by my dear friend Nicole Bingaman, who is Coley Bing on YouTube. She has lots of gorgeous inspiration on her channel, and the sketches we are using for this monthly hop are from a sketch bundle sold by Allison Davis. All of that information, so the link to the sketch bundle, the link to everybody's videos, that is all down in the description box below. I'm going to be working with my Paper Rose Studio Rainbow Garden papers today. I actually have a couple videos coming with using this collection over the next little while here. I'm sort of obsessed with this line. I absolutely love it. The last time I loved a line this much was last year when Shamel released Main Character Energy. So that should tell you something about how much I am enjoying playing with all these gorgeous papers and colors and products. So I am cutting some strips here. These strips, I believe I ended up making them 1 by 10. I know they're 10 inches long, but I can't remember exactly how wide they are. I believe they're 1 inch wide. And I have this gorgeous kind of wood grain stripe paper, and then I grabbed all the different colors of the wood grain paper in this collection, except for the green. I don't even know if I'm going to end up using that green. It's a very green. So maybe in a little bit, maybe after a while. So I'm just cutting down all of these strips. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors and old school rough up the edges, mostly because when I was making this layout, I was watching The Way Home, which is a show that I think it airs on Hallmark, but if you have Peacock, it is on the streaming service, Peacock streaming service. And I was so into it that the idea of moving my eyes away for a second and trying to go dig and look for my little distress tool was not something I was willing to do. So I'm just using my scissors and I'm just roughing up the edges of all of these strips. Once I had all of the papers cut into strips and roughed up, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Close to My Heart T-square ruler, and I am going to use that to make this background as straight as possible. So I came in about 1 inch from all sides, and then I think I had 7 strips or something like that. And the way that the sketch is organized, or the way the sketch looks, there is it's kind of asymmetrical, so there's more room on your background paper on the right than on the left, because I'm going to put my photo on the right. So I'm just kind of deciding how I want all of that to be kind of organized. And then I had to do a little bit of math. So I'm coming in 1 inch from the top, 1 inch from the bottom, and then 2 inches from the right side. And then however that worked out on the left, that's fine. Next, I'm going to go ahead and map my photo. So the photo I am scrapbooking today is a family photo. We did kind of spring pictures, porch pictures, I don't know what you want to call them, in front of the house, because it's been a long time since I've gotten some good pictures of my family, and we were all dressed up nice this day, so I went ahead and snapped some photos before we went to the event we were attending, and I am going to go ahead and scrapbook those photos. I'm not sure exactly how many pages. I probably have, loads of them, but for now, I'm kind of going with, these are my spring pictures, and for however many layouts I need for videos or whatever, then we'll be good. So here's a photo. This is the only shot that I have of the 4 of us all together. Now, my husband is in perfect focus. Me and the boys are a little blurry. I think he had it on portrait mode. I'm pretty sure that was what was going on there, or something. So this isn't the best photo, but it is also the only one I have of all 4 of us. A lot of the photos from this kind of impromptu photo shoot aren't the best coloring because there were like heavy shadows. It was 6:30. The sun was going down, but I still really like them. So I've just been kind of playing with them and making them work. And I'm wearing my Little House on the Prairie dress. So hey. For embellishments, I'm going to do a ton of die cutting. Guys, I love my metal dies. So I pulled out some gold mirror cardstock from Brutus Monroe, and then I'm going to pull out a set of letter dies because I'm going to make my own thickers. That's why I have the white there, because I'm going to use those to make my own thickers. I'm going to pull out the bottled blooms dies from Brutus Monroe, and I'm going to use just the butterflies and dragonflies that are there. I'm also going to pull in some of the butterflies that I made earlier this month. So there is a whole tutorial on how I created these butterflies using the Build a Butterfly stencil from Brutus Monroe, and I have a couple of them hanging out in my stash, and I thought that the neutral colors of these 3 would kind of set off some of the gold mirror cardstock die cutting that I want to do, and it's also going to set off some of the colorful butterflies that are part of the Butterfly Garden collection. So I'm just going to get them into place and decide where I want them to be. I also am going to pop my photo up on some foam tape. So here is everything all die cut and ready to go. I have my letters and the little butterflies in my glass dish. And then you can see here, I pulled in this wax seal because I was thinking that I was going to add wax seals to my layout. And you know what? I am going to add wax seals to my layout, but not that blue one. Because on further inspection, I realized that I had stamped that blue one with my snowflake wax stamper, and this is not a snowflake page at all. And I hadn't realized it was the snowflake stamper I'd stamped it with till I kind of had gone ahead and started working on this already. So the wax seal is going to be a different one, different colored one. I think at the end of the day, I ended up putting 3 wax seals on this page. So I put the 3 butterflies that I made with the stencil from Brutus Monroe into 3 areas on my layout. The sketch calls for lots of embellishments on this page. So when you look at the page, it almost looks like the embellishments, like there's no rhyme or reason to them. I think there probably is a little bit of rhyme or reason to them, but I'm going to add a little bit more rhyme or reason to them. I felt like they look a little scattered and a little bit like everywhere. So I'm going to actually take the embellishments that are depicted in the sketch and kind of contain them a little bit. That being said, this still looks like a very embellished page. So I'm getting my title into place, and I'm missing the I in family. I kept this part in because I think it's important for you guys. You always tell me you like when you see that I'm just a scrapbooker, just like you. I'm just like everybody else. So at some point, I lost the I in my title. So I have all of the little pieces here, and if you watch, I'm not going to panic. I just keep working my page together. I'll tell you why. Because I know me. I know that I is not lost. It hasn't disappeared for all eternity. It's hiding somewhere. It's under something. It's hanging out somewhere right there in my scrap room. I hadn't really moved too much. I was still watching The Way Home on Peacock and streaming and having a really kind of lazy morning. So I knew that it was around, and I'm just not going to panic. I'm going to go ahead and kind of decide how I want the rest of my embellishments to be. I'm going to start to glue things down. And at one point during the course of the layout and putting all of these elements into place, I stumble across the eye, as I kind of knew I would, because that's just how we roll here in my craft room. Things grow legs and walk away all the time, and they're never very far away. Very, very rarely do I lose things, like, for good. It's just that, I don't know, at some point that I found a different home, and then, as you'll see here in a minute, I find it and put it back. The sketch calls for some journaling in the upper left-hand corner, but I don't really need any journaling up there, so I'm just going to put the year that the photo was taken. And I am gluing down most of this just with my tape runner. I think I glued down the butterflies with my wet glue and the letters with my wet glue, so they're good and sticky. And I think this is the part where I locate the eye, if I remember correctly. It actually had fallen and was like it had fallen off my desk, and it was on the floor, like right down below me. And at some point it caught my eye, and I went, oh, hey, look, there's the eye. If I had not found the eye before I snapped photos, before I turned off my camera, I would have die cut the eye and popped it up there. We still would have been okay. But fortunately, I was patient and just waited for myself to locate said eye. I wanted to add some sparkle to my layout, but I didn't want to add more color. I felt like this is colorful enough. I will say that these gorgeous butterflies that I had created earlier this month and popped on this layout added that perfect kind of neutral to help tone down some of this color and to kind of warm this page up quite a bit. For sparkle, I'm using Moonlight Sequins from Spiegelbaum Scraps. These actually might still be available in the shop. These are just a collection of like clear sequins. So they have some iridescent sparkle and they are clear, but they're not going to add color, just sparkle. I really love them. I kind of keep a stockpile of them here. And if they are available, I will absolutely go ahead and link them up down below, along with all the products that I used on my page today. If you want to know more about those vellum butterflies, the neutral colored ones, I will link up the video where I created them. And you can go ahead and check out the products and how I went ahead and created those butterflies. And there we are, all finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to hop and see how everyone used this amazing sketch this month. I'm sure there will be some gorgeous, gorgeous layouts and inspiration for you to follow. Here are all of the close-ups. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you all again very soon. This is going to be a busy week on my channel, so tons of things, lots of inspiration, lots of videos. Talk to you again soon. Bye.